A hunter must hunt.
Happy 18 months, Daddy.
My goodness, it's a busy day. My goodness. It is such a busy day. So busy that I forgot to put a hoodie on. But guess what? T-shirt stream today, boys. It's a t-shirt stream today. I'm not changing it now. I'm not changing it now. We're committed. We're committed to this. It's t-shirt stream today. It's just one of those days, okay? It's just one of those days. Hype for... Yes! Actually, yes! Yes, I am extremely hyped for Sonic 2, and this is a completely intentional this is a completely intentional shirt that I'm definitely not just wearing because it was comfortable. I am legitimately very hyped for Sonic 2. I will be seeing it on release day, so I am hyped. No hoodie equals no real hacking. I assure you there will be real hacking. I promise you there will be real hacking. Sponsored stream. Oh, it's not a sponsored stream. I am a Sonic fan. There's a giant Sonic poster on my wall that you can't see. There is a giant Sonic poster on the wall that legitimately is the case. But I did not plan to wear this particular shirt on stream specifically to say that I'm hyped for the new Sonic movie. I promise. Got any of that spring for shell? I've been hearing about that, but it's not on my... I haven't actually looked into it yet. Apparently it's a new remote code execution vulnerability in another Java library. What is it with the feet today? One person, fucking White Cyber Duck, comes in here and says something about my feet, and now all of chat is obsessed with my feet. What is the deal with you people? Could the degenerates turn it down just a smidge? Jesus Christ. My goodness, I'm coming off of a whole day of calling people and having them give me their passwords. Like, it's a hard day, okay? It's hard calling people, claiming to be from their IT department, and having them just give me their passwords. It is difficult, okay? Listen, I'm having a hard time today. I'm tired. The very first guy I talked... Okay, this is a real story, I promise. Well, I mean, it's not the craziest thing, but I call the first guy, the very first guy, and I explain the situation. I mean, as far as phishing pretenses go, this one is pretty strong. Like, I'm spoofing their internal help desk as far as I can OSINT it. I did OSINT on their employees and picked an employee to impersonate. I knew who that employee's direct supervisor is, so I can reference them if I need to. I created an entire domain that's domain squatting on their domain in a way that they probably aren't going to notice. Okay? So, this is a fairly strong pretense, but I call this guy and I explain the situation like, we just need you to reset your password, sir. They aren't actually resetting their password. So I give him a link. I give him a link to go to where I've set up a fake password reset form. They put in their password. I take their password. I put it into the real website. It triggers a multi-factor authentication prompt. They get the code. They give me the code. I put the code in. I'm logged in. Boom. Easy fucking peasy. Several people fell for it. I would say of the majority of the people I actually spoke to today, I called a lot of numbers that just had no one on the other line. I kept getting voicemails. But I think the majority of the people that I spoke to fell for it. So I have quite a number of passwords, legitimate passwords. Again, fairly strong pretense. I did not leave a voicemail. No, there's no use for me leaving a voicemail. They can't call me back. I'm spoofing a number that's not mine. Are they at least good passwords? No. Their password policy is garbage. Their password policy is real bad. I mean, it's not the worst I've ever seen. The worst I've ever seen in real life is no password policy. But it's not particularly strong. Are the passwords in RockU? Probably not. Probably not. I didn't check, though. Company name? No, nothing like that. They were all fairly innocuous passwords. Just not the strongest that I've seen. Like, just like a dictionary word with a number after it. And one capital letter. That's the kind of... That's on the order of what we're talking about here. So one guy, the first guy I spoke to this morning, I call him up and I explain the situation. And I'm like, we just need you to reset your password. I'm just going to text you a link. And he just goes, yeah, totally. Thanks for keeping us safe. Let me just pull over the car. I'm driving right now. Let me just pull over to the side of the road. And then I can do this for you. And I'm like, okay, whoa, don't get into a fucking car accident. Let's be careful here. But yeah, I sent him the link. He put in his password. I logged in on his account in real time. Got screenshots. Done and done. Get the fuck out of there. Done and done. Get the fuck out of there. Now a couple of people, both of the most scrutinizing people were women, which is good. I mean, it's not really relevant. It just happened to be the case. Like the women tended to be a little bit more scrutinizing in my experience. But like one woman was like, okay, well, how can I verify that it's, how can I verify that it's you? And I said, well, my supervisor is name of supervisor, because I'd done OSINT. You can check with him if you'd like, actually hoping that they aren't really going to check and they're just going to take my knowledge of the supervisor as proof. But she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna call somebody and verify this really quickly. And I'm like, fine, just call us back. Yeah, just call us back. And then I hung up. And then I did not call her back again. So that's exactly what you should do. That is exactly what you should do. If someone calls you unsolicited, you should call back to your own help desk and verify what just happened. That she did exactly what she should have done. And another lady, she sounded older, so I was surprised. But she said straight up, "How do I know you're not scamming me or something?" And I was like, "Well, I said, well, I'm calling from inside our own organization. I've told you my supervisor. You can check with him." And she's like, well, can you send me an email? And I'm like, sure, let me do that. Click. And I just hung up. So like that's yeah, we had some good ones. We had some people that did exactly what they should have done. Unfortunately, the majority of them fell for it. One lady did try to verify me. She was like, well, what's your name? And I said, name of person I'd OSINTed. And she's like, oh, and what area are you out of? And I said, name of city that person worked in, because I had done OSINT. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see you here. I can see you here. You work for IT. That's all good. And then she went in and put her password in. So again, I'd done my homework. This was a fairly sophisticated attack. Like I was prepared. I did my homework. So I knew the things to say. So yeah, there's that. Double check. Yeah. Again, they did exactly what they did exactly what they should have done. They receive an unsolicited call. They should verify. Like thoroughly verify. Not do what that last lady did and just and ask me for information that I can freely find out on the internet. So, yeah, there's some social engineering for you. This is the way that I prefer to do social engineering on a target that is using multi-factor authentication. Voice scramblers change your number. No, we're using an internal solution. We have a PBX set up in our own lab that allows us to spoof the number. So we are spoofing. I did OSINT to determine their internal help desk number, and I called spoofing their number. It's easy enough if you have control of the PBX to just obfuscate where the call is actually coming from. It's just how phones work. Dark Eldar with the 18 months. UTZ Nix with the 7 months. Welcome to the All Has Red team. Welcome back, both of my friends. 18 months. How has it been that long? My goodness. Do you know anything about a CNO, CND developer? I'm afraid I've never been in that position myself. No. How does someone go get a burner phone? It's not a burner phone. I'm calling from just VoIP on my laptop. I'm just doing it through a custom phone router, basically. Yeah, free PBX is exactly what we're using. Yeah, that's exactly the software we're using. We've got it set up in our internal company lab. and it's routed out to the open internet. It's just simple VoIP software. Easy enough. Yep, so I have access to their VPNs now, and we have beacons on their internal network, and it'll just go from there. Yep. That's the way of things. That's how it goes up in Red Teamer land today. It's just a busy day of social engineering. I just hope that the client isn't on to us, because I think some of those people may have reported me. Yep, beacons. Those bacons. We love bacons here, don't we, folks? We love the bacons. So what, pray tell, are we doing today? Well, we're doing the much requested TryHackMe napping. Many people did request this, so I am excited to see why they're requesting it, because I suspect that they are requesting it because it will force me to mulled, which is generally the reason that people request things. Well, also to learn. They want to see me do a difficult box, and that's all good. That's what we're here for on Cthulhu Cthursday, for a little bit of molding, a little bit of learning. Any thoughts about the new offensive security bundle for a bunch of level 100 courses? I haven't looked into it. I don't actually know how good it is. I know that they wanted me to do some writing for some of their courses for a while, and I was just too busy between the stream and my real job. I was starting a new job, my current job, and I was a little bit nervous, so I never actually did it. But I'm still in their Slack, and I can go back to it if I need to. Yeah. Maticus Maximus, my goodness, thank you so much for bringing us Xavier, Particula de Dieu, Fisher, Yertle, and Nurkum. Welcome to the All Has Red Team, my friends. Thank you so much for supporting the stream, Maticus. And thank you for being a mod as well. What else? Oh, I beat Elden Ring. There is that as well. I also beat Elden Ring. So yeah, there was that. We're done. We're not done with it yet. I think I'm gonna run through it on New Game Plus and get one of the other endings. Because I was an idiot and forgot to back up my save before I realized I was in Endgame. For some reason, the game never really felt like it was going to end. Like it gives you a lot of. It just never felt like it was going to end. So even when I was running up to the end game, I didn't really notice I was in it before the final boss was defeated. Oh. God, that Elden Beast was a little bitch, wasn't he? Jesus. Hey, I just want to, like, that fucking stupid thing he does. What was that? That thing he does where he fires all those projectile orbs at you, and they don't just shoot at you. They, like, chase you around for, like, a minute and a half. And I'm only slightly exaggerating. Like, it felt like they never were going to stop chasing me unless they hit me. Which was some fucking bullshit, by the way. Other than that, he was pretty easy. He was, like, fighting one of the dragons again. So was Radigan. Radigan was... at least, after how much of a pain Godric was, or Godfrey, it was Godfrey. How much of a pain Godfrey was, I'm happy that the two final bosses were actually reasonable. So I've just been, yep, there's that. So let's get started. I started on you late today. I want to get going. We talked about some social engineering. Do you have another PC next to you? I have my laptop open right here in case I receive any emails about what my activities today. The client's been in touch with me today about my activities. So I'm keeping my eye on it just in case. I do have a full-time job, so I apologize if I seem a little bit distracted sometimes. My job does have to come first. I'm sorry about that. They're paying me more than you guys are. If you want you guys to come first, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to pay me more. If you're good at something, never do it for free. How dare you, I pay you plenty? You do play plenty, but there are some freeloaders in chat. That's all I'm saying. There are some people in chat, we won't name names, but you know who you are, who are freeloading on me. You people who just hope that you get gifted a sub instead of just subscribing for like $2 a month or something, whatever it is. Now, it's all fine. It really is fine. I don't mind it. I don't do this for money. I do it to be with all of you fine people.
A hunter must hunt.
Don't call me out like that. Listen, I know what you guys do. I know your guys' fucking degeneracy, okay? Let's pop over here and see what we're dealing with, okay? Chad B. New, my goodness, with 5 more new cult initiates. Thank you so much. Zator X Zo, DHTM97, J.Info, Crash Planet, B Shorty, and Highfly. Welcome to the All Has Red team. And thank you, Orbital Gun, for your gifted subscription as well. Oh, yeah, Stream Raiders as well. Oh, God, I gotta update again.
A hunter must hunt.
Loka Samasta Sukino Bavanto. My goodness, you are so kind. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Zero Kieran bringing idiomentary into the passionate club of cephalopod enthusiasts. Oh, great. So Stream Raiders just crashed. That's good. It crashed while updating. I swear to God, these people update their software more often than literally anyone else. Literally any software I've ever seen. Like every single time I open Stream Raiders, I feel like I have to update it. It's crazy. All right, let's take a look at napping while Stream Raiders is loading. Let's see what the lore is. Is there lore? Medium rated, okay. What were the tags? Phishing, instantly. Interesting. Phishing. Okay, we had a phishing one. I think, on Sunday as well. Did you catch Moon Knight yet? Watched the first episode yesterday. I must say I enjoyed the cuts between... Oh, you mean Moon Knight with a K. You mean Moon Knight with a K? You mean shitty Marvel Batman? I have not seen Moon Knight with a K yet, no. I don't know if it's good. I haven't heard anything about it. I did see the advertisements for it. My conception of Moon Knight when I Googled him was like, literally, this is just shitty Marvel Batman. And I'm here for Batman, so let me see another take, sure. But I have not seen the show yet, so I don't know if the show's good or not. Okay. I assume it's on Disney Plus. I'd probably have to use Helen of Tor's Disney Plus in order to see it. Okay. All right, what do we get? What lore awaits us? The deep lore. To hack into this machine, you must look at the source and focus on the target. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and just join the room. And we can start this machine up. Okay, we started it up. Here is... Oh, let's change the challenge. Napping. Okay. Let's go ahead and connect to the VPN. Now, again, this is Cthulhu Cthursday, so we do tackle somewhat more advanced concepts on this day, usually. But that doesn't mean that if you're a newbie in chat that you're not going to learn stuff today, and it doesn't mean you can't ask questions. So by all means, please do ask questions if and when you do have them. I don't know what we're going to encounter. Again, I don't know what this box is about other than what the tags told me. It's phishing, and then what else? What else was there? Security, phishing, cyber, and misconfiguration. So that doesn't tell me much. That doesn't tell me much except for the phishing thing, which is interesting. It's a little bit unusual to work me into, to work phishing into a box. Usually you need to have some kind of script that's running every so often to simulate the activities of a user. Super jealous of my fellow SRT buddy. Found an SSTI into RCE. Ooh, damn. Sexy. That's a sexy finding right there. Server-side template injection. You don't see that as often these days. Surprisingly, Ruby on Rails and Flask are pretty good about defending against that stuff just sort of out of the box. You have to really misconfigure it, but which can happen. But you do see those things fairly frequently in those particular types of applications. But it's not as prevalent as you might think. But yeah, usually when there is server-side template injection is just one of those vulnerabilities that tends to result in RCE. All right, so we are pinging it. We do see it's likely a Linux machine based on the time to live. We can start with our Nmap scan. We're not going to do a port. We'll do 1010, 227, 139. Okay. Oh, I didn't start. I don't even know what I'm doing. Mictor napping. CD napping. Looks new. Tech S napping. Okay, here we are. So, Nmap. I guess I don't have it. Tech SC, Tech SV, Tech ON, Nmap, 1010, 227, 139. Okay. Spit out JSON using a GET request. Could run commands on the back end. SRT doesn't let you get a rev shell, so the proof they request is like etc. Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly right. A lot of clients will ask you to prove remote code execution without actually compromising them with like a reverse shell. That's fairly common. That's fairly normal. Okay, we're waiting. Oh, okay. 22 and 80. We did have that Apache vulnerability before, so I'm just going to real quick throw that into... We did have that LFI into RCE. Okay, nothing. Okay. Well, let's just do Apache and then the version instead of Apache HTTPD. Doesn't give me a version. Yeah, this was... no, this is Tomcat. So, yeah, nothing. We're not seeing anything there. We can throw that real quick into Ubuntu Launchpad and see what we're dealing with there. It looks like Ubuntu Focal, it appears. Okay, so very likely Ubuntu Focal. Let's start a full port Nmap scan. N all ports, TAC V, 1010, 227, 139. Okay, so we just have 22 and 80. Let's see what's going on port 80. Okay, we have a pretty basic login form here. Let's view the page source. It did say look at the source in the lore. Please fill in your credentials to log in. Form action index.php. Then there's a register.php. It's just username and password. We can try ye old admin. Nope. Admin password. So nothing there. We can try some basic. We could try admin or 1 = 1. It wants a password, so we can just do something like this. And we don't really have to do this, but we can just do admin and then paste in the or 1 = 1. So no server, none of that, it appears. Invalid username or password. It doesn't tell. One thing to always note when you're looking at a login page like this is when you put in incorrect credentials, what does it say? Because some platforms, like WordPress, for instance, will tell you when the username is incorrect, and some will tell you specifically. Some will just be ambiguous like this and say, "Hey, it's one of the two is incorrect." It is. That is a finding. I would call that a low finding. That is username enumeration, because you can kind of brute force usernames on this, and you can tell based on the server's response which usernames are valid. So that would be a low finding in most environments, I think. Let's go ahead and hit sign up. Username, Al, password. We'll go with Cthulhu fhtagn. Okay, we can submit. Okay, we put in our credentials. Al. Password Cthulhu. Now, you could also test for... You could also... I put in the wrong password. I already know. Fuck. Okay. All right. Hello, Al. Welcome to our free blog promotion site. Please submit... What is this, a clickbot? What is this? Please submit your links so that we can get started. All links will be reviewed by our admin. So, what am I immediately thinking? If we know that an admin is going to look at our thing, what are we immediately thinking? Yeah, we're thinking XSS first. I mean, it did say phishing. My mind, based on this, my mind would not immediately go to phishing, though. Based on this, I'm like... I mean, we could set up a malicious link for them to click on. We could set up... This is interesting. This reset your password... Okay, so this is insecure. If we did find cross-site scripting of some kind... blog link. Let's try... test.com. And we could try putting in script... Or no, let's do image, source... where's my cheat sheet? This is why I have a cheat sheet, so I don't have to remember how exactly to type this HTML. We're going to try putting in a basic blind cross-site scripting thing here to verify that this admin is indeed looking at our stuff. Web exploitation, cross-site scripting. Here we go. So I have a bunch of common ones that I tend to use. We don't want to. We just want to use this one. We could just do image source, I guess. We'll just copy that out, and we'll use image source, and we won't put the on error in here because it's not really necessary. Source equals http:// and what's my IP address? 10.2.54.81. Just put it at click. Okay. So we can sudo python 3 tacm http.server. And we can see if we get a click here. You have entered here. So you don't actually see the link, huh? Yeah, so here's our link. We're going to have to close the href. Oh! That's interesting. Where have I seen that recently? I saw something that specifically referred to this. This is something. This is vulnerable to something. I read it recently. I don't remember what it is. I would like to ask you a question regarding working in a company as a cybersecurity analyst. I'm a newbie and have researched about it, but there's a lot of resources I could not make sure about it yet. Then I have decided to start with CCNA certification. Would be enough to start working at a company. Yeah, CCNA is a strong certification for getting you past HR. I would recommend that one. It's a decent starting certification. Security Plus is also good. The key is to just get started learning. CCNA and CISP are going to be great certifications specifically for being an analyst. I've never been an analyst, but I know that those certifications are in demand in the industry as far as HR is concerned. Where did I see? Was it a Live Overflow video or something? I feel like this is the kind of something Live Overflow would tell me about. Let me just put that in there and find out what the fuck this means. When to use target equals... Okay, let's see what we're dealing with here. Perfectly valid in HTML5. By the way, this is almost certainly vulnerable to cross-site scripting because it's not filtering or these tags at all. So my guess is you could just terminate this href. You could just terminate this a tag right here. You could just terminate this tag, and then you could just start your own tag. Your own... if not for my workout site. Yeah, that's what I try to promote on this stream. Certifications are not everything, okay? They're not even close to everything. Are you going to learn stuff? Yes. Are they important for getting past HR? Yes. But ultimately, what really matters when you're on the job is what you know. And the only way you learn stuff is by doing stuff. Did you just inject that into the source code? No, this will... Well, it's being accepted in this blog link right here. Did we get a visit? No, we did not. It's being, let's do http://test.com, and then we can just terminate this A. Just do /A there, and then maybe we can do script alert 1. Page source. Huh, that didn't work. Oh, it's still in quotes. I forgot about the quotes. Page source. Again, I forgot about these quotes, so I need to account for these quotes. But if you're just able to inject straight into the page like this, it's almost always a cross-site scripting vulnerability. You see this fairly often. We can do that. We can just terminate the quote, submit. There it is, and we get the pop-up. So does everyone see how that works? Does everyone see how that worked, how we did that there? How I sort of reverse engineered that? Like, because if we look at this now... Now you can see it shows up. Now you can see it's all crazy. We got some crazy input here. And if we view the page source, we can see that we have successfully terminated this link early. We've terminated this link early, and we've injected our JavaScript into the page. This is fairly common. This kind of cross-site scripting vulnerability is fairly common, yeah. So time to steal the admin cookie if HTTP only is not set. Yeah, we need to check that. We need to check that. So let's fire up burp. Let's get burp going. I should have started burp when I... So we got some stuff happening here. I am curious about what that target blank is. It could be it's not necessary, but I did see it recently. It's like there's something recently in my head about that. Like in the past few weeks, I read something online about that. Something security related. I don't know what it means, but and it may not be relevant, but I'm remembering it from somewhere. Yep. You could also CSRF on the reset password reset. That would be something I would immediately note. What you can note from this password reset is that it does not ask you for your old password first. Right? Most password resets will ask you for your password first, partially to prevent exactly this kind of attack. We could write JavaScript into this page, and if the admin is browsing to it, then... if the admin browses to it, then we can generate some JavaScript that will send them to, that will automatically reset their password to a known value. We won't do that just yet. That may be what's necessary, but I don't know if it is yet. We have to check to see if the cookie is HTTP only. So let's go ahead and set burp to intercept. I mean, you can ask me questions, Wesley. That's fine. That's what I'm here for. So we could certainly reset this guy's password. We do need to see how this thing works. Oh, it's doing the socks proxy thing, isn't it? It's in user options, socks proxy. Disabled. Okay. All right, so we're still logged in. Let's go ahead and sign out, and we can log in and capture the entire login process again. I think you could probably check this in inspect element now that I'm thinking about it. You probably can, but it's fine. We'll see it clear as day in burp. Username. It's Al. Fhtagn. Okay. So let's see what we have here. We sent a post request with our login credentials, username, and password. Seems pretty normal. What did the response look like from that? Interesting. The response is just... Oh, it's a 302 found. Okay. Why is it getting logout.php? So it must be updating my session ID on the back end. Let's go ahead and clear my cookies. We can just clear the cache here. Settings, privacy and security. We can clear our cookies. And then if we reset this page, it'll probably redirect us to the login. Yeah, it does. So let's just wipe out all of this, and let's just start fresh. I want to see when the cookies are set. Delete selected items. Okay, username. Al. Cthulhu Fhtagn. Log in. Okay, we get... It doesn't have a set cookie. Oh, I must have missed it. God damn it. Let's wipe the cache again. Let's wipe all of this. We'll wipe the cache and we'll reload. So we're doing some tomfoolery. It did say phishing, and I'm wondering how that comes into play. Because I wouldn't immediately go to phishing if I saw this. I would go to cross-site scripting. And resetting the user's password. So I'm curious. Unless it wants me to, like, legitimately just set up a website here. For them to visit. Which I guess could be the case. Okay. Let's just reload the page. Okay, when we try to connect, it doesn't have a set. It doesn't have a cookie. Oh, here's the set cookie. So HTTP only is not set on this cookie. Interesting. Okay, so what we can do is we can log in. And we can do http://test.com. Like this. And we can do, instead of the script, we can do one of these puppies. Oh, my mouse. Okay. Let's go back. 10.2.54.81. We're still looking for requests. We'll do /click .jpeg. Let's get some notes going so that I can copy and paste this out if I need to. It's a sonic stream. It is kind of a sonic stream. Machines, new note. Oh no, this is Hack the Box. We want TryHackMe. Okay, so this one is napping. Just paste that in so we know what we've tried. And we can submit. So we do get this broken image here. And we do see that this is my browser. You can tell this is 10.2.54.81 is my IP address. So let's see if we get a visit from our friend. Or maybe this is entirely unnecessary. And just giving it a minute. We're just giving it a minute. What's Stream Raiders doing? Let's do Stream Raiders right now, actually. Just pop on over there.
A hunter must hunt.
Can't we just grab the cookie? Yeah, we can, but we need to know that the cross-site scripting is actually executing first. We need to know that cross-sites that the admin user is actually viewing the page that we're viewing here, which they may not be doing because I'm not seeing any hits. The only hit I'm seeing is from my own IP address. So it could be that the cross-site scripting is a red herring, and I need to look at something else. Mr. Streamer Molding? Not yet. Not yet. We're, I would call myself intrigued. I would call myself intrigued at this moment. We have found a definite cross-site scripting and likely cross-site request forgery. But if I can't get cross-site scripting to execute, the cross-site request forgery isn't going to be very useful to us. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can submit links to see if they're clicking, but we can't execute arbitrary JavaScript. I mean, I guess in theory, we could just redirect them to a page where arbitrary JavaScript does execute. The problem is that it's going to be on a different domain, and because of the way cores works, we're not going to be able to get their cookie. So this is where cores comes into play. If they browse to our domain, we're not going to be able to access their cookie from a different domain, because JavaScript cannot do that by design. Does that make sense? Cores stands for cross-origin resource sharing, which is not a security measure, but it is a factor in this particular situation. There may be another way to get user interaction. This is what stumped me. Well, we got a number of things to look at. Let me finish up Stream Raiders really quickly. Chad with the most kills and most assists popping off. Well done, Chad. He is the Chad of Stream Raiders, that's for sure. Okay. Let's pop back over. Okay. So we still haven't gotten a hit. So my guess is that the cross-site scripting is not executing for one reason or another. It could be that the admin is looking at a different page that's not vulnerable to cross-site scripting, or if it is, it's vulnerable in a different way. As in this case, we're not injecting into an href. So our injection is not working. There's no way we can know what kind of page the admin is viewing this on. So let's see if we can just put our IP address and have them browse to us. Let's see if we can get this to work. Again, we're in the experimentation phase. No exploitation happening just yet. We're just experimenting to see what happens here. So we can click on this, and this does... We do get... These hits are just from our IP address. So let's see if admin hits us. If we get a hit from the box itself. In the meantime, Kindergarten Kitten with a 7-month re-indoctrination. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. And we see we do actually get a hit. So the admin is clicking on this link. So we can actually... But we have a... It's a tricky situation, okay? It's a tricky situation because, again... Because of cross-origin resource sharing, or really just by, we'll call it the same origin policy. Because of the same origin policy, we're not going to be able to access their cookie if we just direct the admin to a malicious web page. Since our web page is on a different domain than theirs, well, this would be the domain instead of this one. We're not going to be able to access the cookies from this domain. So we cannot get admin's cookie this way. We could potentially get him to reset his password, but he'd have to, type it in and stuff. Can you repeat again what is cores? Cores? Oh, God, that's a loaded question. So cores... So the same origin policy. Cores is a weakening of the same origin policy. So way back at Web 1.0, okay? MySpace everywhere, okay? You had MySpace, you had the crazy AT&T login, okay? What was it again? Oh, it was AOL Online or whatever. America Online is AOL. What was the noise again? I'm not clicking on that. God damn it, what was it? I thought I had it on my favorites, but I don't see it here. This is not... The timing on this joke is ruined. Anyway, my point is, in the old days of the internet, you had the same origin policy, in which JavaScript, running on one domain, running at one location, one domain, was not allowed to access resources from another domain. Okay? That's called the same origin policy. Everybody hated this. Every web developer ever hated this. They hated this policy because it always broke their shit, and they despised it. So instead, there was a loosening of the same origin policy in the way the internet works, called and we call that cross-origin resource sharing. So you can... SOP is still in effect. But you can have CORS settings these days. You can optionally weaken the same origin policy to allow JavaScript on one domain to access resources from another domain within controlled parameters. In this case, there are no CORS settings. I'm not seeing any CORS settings in here, in these responses. Normally, we would see you would see CORS settings as some of these HTTP headers to tell the browser how to handle the JavaScript. But we don't see that here, and that's because and that means that the same origin policy is in effect. You need to set an origin header in the request to see if CORS is there. Yeah, we can try that. Let's just try it really quick. So let's intercept. How am I forgetting how burp works all of a sudden? Here we go. Intercept. Intercept is on. Let's just reload this page. Sure. And we can set an origin header in here. Oh, it does have an origin header already. It has an origin header already. And again, we do not see any CORS settings anywhere in these responses. So the same origin policy is in effect. So we will not be able to access this guy's cookie using JavaScript on our own page. So the question I have now is, what is this? Tibbs, have you seen this before? What does this mean? Was there cross-site scripting? Yes, we did prove that there is cross-site scripting. This is not the correct one. But we did manage to get cross-site scripting with something like the following. This is cross-site scripting. You have to terminate the quotes and then terminate the A tags. Means clicking the link opens it in a new tab or window. That's where I saw it. I get it. That's okay. That's actually key. Oh, that makes so much sense because it goes with the name of the box. It goes with the name of the box. If we can open a response, if we can open a page in a new tab, what does that mean for exploitation? And this is very interesting. We've never seen this on the stream before. This is pretty rare. Jifferam, yes. Tab-Nabbing. Tab-Nabbing. Is this a TryHackMe box? It is, Mike Sec. It is. So Tab-Nabbing, fairly rare. And I think where I saw it recently is, yes, I was reading something about Tab-Nabbing. And it's possible when you set this target equals blank. So, what does Tab-Nabbing mean? Okay, so it's a sneaky little attack. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. So Tab-Nabbing means that if we can send the admin a link, we send the admin a link that opens up in a new tab, and that link contains JavaScript that's able to browse to a malicious link in the tab that's not currently active. As in, let's say the admin is looking at this page, and then when he clicks on our link, a new tab opens up, which we can see here. I should have noticed that. Which we can see when we click the link, a new tab opens up here, and we can actually have malicious JavaScript in this page that opens a malicious login page. This is how the phishing plays in too. You can put a fake login page on this page, And so when the admin is done on this tab, they go back to this other tab, and they're like, oh, I need to log in again. And they put their login credentials into a fake login page. Does that make sense? Does that make some sense? I've actually never exploited this before. Yeah, the new tab can access the parent tab. Did a box on Hack the Box to let you tab nab, and it was a bitch and a half to get set to work. I've used set in the past. Set is useful. It is good and useful. And I've never had a problem getting it to clone a web page. But we probably don't need that. You probably don't need... Like, we can just... Let's just wipe the cookies again. Oh, we can just sign out. Just sign out here. What's happening? Oh, I'm intercepting. Intercept. Turn that off. Okay. All we need to do is clone this page. So we can just copy this page. Come back in here. And we can... Yeah, that's what fucked me up. Never seen this before. It's pretty obscure. It's pretty obscure. You don't see it very often. But it is very interesting. Presumably you could get them to click a new link on the old page, which includes their cookie. Yeah, if they were a real user, then yes. But in this case, I think it did say phishing in the tags. So my guess is you're supposed to do a malicious login page. That's my guess based on my CTF senses, if you will. Al has a spider tingle. I do have a Peter tingle. You could call it that. Okay. Alright, that looks like garbage. Okay, so we'll just W get it. We don't want index.php. We just want... Is this index.html or index.html? No, it's index.php. Gar with the huge raid. Thank you so much, Gar. How was your stream? How was your stream? We can download it from here. Let's just wget this, the contents of this page. Okay. Hey, here's the HTML. So set can do this for you. If you don't know what set is, we've never used it on stream because we don't usually have a reason to. But set is the social engineering toolkit. It's useful for setting up phishing pages and stuff like this in an automated sense. It's useful for a lot of things. Check out set. It's good stuff. It's still being updated to this day. I do find it useful. I do use it. Okay, so we have index.php. So let's... I'm probably going to have to run this in PHP's web server. I don't think... It's not going to execute PHP in Python's web server. Yeah, it's not going to... It's not even going to... so let's try and... Let's do... what's the command in PHP for starting a new web server? There's a PHP can also run a web server for you. TAC S. Yeah, okay, people are saying TAC S. Okay. Let's do PHP TAC S. And then it said, what, attack IP, address, and port? Okay, so 10.2.54.81. The port will be 80. Okay, let's sudo it. It's not going to work otherwise. Okay, so now we can try and browse to index.php. Okay, so now this login page looks identical. Are you hacking a Bitcoin wallet? We are not hacking a Bitcoin wallet. Not today, anyway. This looks identical to the page before. We just need to write some PHP in here. We just need to write some PHP in here to get it to... we probably just need to output their credentials to a file, I would say. Hacking Jonathan Data's Bitcoin wallet. That would be funny, I admit. That would quite be funny. So the question is, how do I do a tab-nabbing attack? Because we need to have some malicious JavaScript to navigate the parent tab. Tab-nabbing. Example. Perfect. This is the kind of thing you would definitely look for if you were doing, like, bug bounty stuff. Window.opener.location, is that how it works? Do we have an example? We can see, traditional phishing, in which attackers link victims to their site via an email or link. Harder to prevent than other forms of phishing because it doesn't rely on the victim making a mistake, i.e. clicking on a link that they shouldn't. Rather, the damage has already been done. The attacker has compromised the network and are waiting for an opportunity to strike. Reverse tab-nabbing? What's the difference between tab-nabbing and reverse tab-nabbing? Okay, the victim has a website open in a tab in their browser. Let's assume they're on Facebook. In this case, they're on this website, okay? Not my website. They're on the legitimate one. Yeah, they're on this website, okay? They log into the site and see that someone has posted something to their wall, an offer for a discounted something. Okay, so unsuspectingly clicks the link and is directed to the website with the offer in a new tab. That's what happens when the admin clicks the link here, right? It opens a new tab. That website is actually a malicious site controlled by the attacker. Great. While the victim is looking at the fake offer on the malicious site forces a redirect of the victim's original Facebook tab to a fake cloned website. So, again, when they click on the link, it's going to open in a new tab, right? And the old tab, unbeknownst to them, is going to be sent to our fake website. Like, while they're looking at the other tab, they're not going to look. They're not going to see it. And so when they're done with that and they go back to the other tab, they're going to see, oh, I'm at the login page. I have to log in again. And then they put their credentials in. Does that make sense? The fake Facebook page prompts the victim to re-enter their credentials. Even though the victim knows they've already logged in, there's a good chance they will simply re-enter their email and password, thinking that a small glitch as much has happened, which does happen frequently. Such glitches are relatively common. If the victim enters their credentials, they've just handed their credentials over to the attacker and compromised their account. Does that make sense? And I see people are posting JavaScript in chat. That'll be helpful, I'm sure. Possible on websites that enable users to post links that, when clicked, open in a new tab. That's the target blank property. Okay. It's all coming together, okay? It's all coming together, chat. It's like I can see the scrolling matrix lines. I get it. Their web browser injects two variables into the destination page. So people are saying window.opener and window.referrer. Okay. Property stores the source web page on which the link was clicked. The window opener property returns a reference to the parent window with the target blank property. So it returns a reference to the parent tab. This is how we access the parent tab, is window.opener in JavaScript. You can use from the destination window to obtain details of and operate changes to the parent window, such as redirecting the victim's original open tab to a fake but legitimate looking page that prompts them for credentials. Okay, it's all coming together, chat. It's all making sense. This has to be the way. Okay, so this is the malicious evil site. Okay, that we don't have to worry about that. Their browser will open evilsite.com in a new tab because of target blank. The attacker can exploit the window.refer and window.opener properties. Let's look at evil site's code look like right here. Boom. We like this. So we can kill this for right now. Vim, we'll do vim index.html. Oh, I need to set paste. That's what I'm doing wrong. Undo. And we can set paste. Now we can paste, and it comes out not looking like Satan. Is this supposed to be /HTML? It's supposed to terminate the HTML. Yeah. Is it... Correct me if I'm wrong, web devs in chat, but I'm supposed to do /HTML, right? Did the cat walk by? If you did developer on Hack the Box, it's retired now. You can use your notes from that. I did not use developer. But also /body. Okay, so it's just badly written HTML. Okay, so we have some stuff here, and then we have window.opener.location. And we can redirect them to a cloned version of their own web page. So what is 10.2.54.81? We don't want that to be HTTPS. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we changed it to HTTP. I think this should work. We can remove this ... Let's see if this loads correctly. Let's do that. And we will browse to 2.54.81, I think is my IP address. Index.html. Amazing deal on stuff you like. But we didn't notice that there was an if statement in there. If window.location. We can test the link if we... New page source. It looks like everything looks good. Why is this a feature in JavaScript? It's better to... Listen, JavaScript does a lot of weird shit, okay? Because, listen, okay, so I'm not just going to bash JavaScript here. Realistically, our expectations for the internet have risen exponentially since the days of MySpace, since the days of GeoCities and AngelFire and all that crap. Back in the old days, you could just set up a server connected to a modem and just put some HTML on a web page, and that's all people expected for a website back in like the 90s. But as time has gone on, as the internet has become more ubiquitous and has encompassed more of our lives, we understandably expected more from our internet. We understandably expected web pages to be robust and capable of doing more things, capable of doing a lot of other things. And that's where JavaScript comes in. So if you're asking why JavaScript can do this thing in particular, it's because it has utility somewhere. It has utility somewhere. I guarantee you that this has a legitimate use of some kind, okay? So let's try not to bash JavaScript too much. JavaScript is weird sometimes, but this is just legitimate functionality being used for an illegitimate means. Have a good, who got off? Have a good night, Zero Kieran. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so let's kill this again. Let's do vim index.html. Let's do index.php. Okay. And let's do... we're going to have to vim index.php. It's probably not great that they look for both index.html and index.php. If we browse to just the IP address, I'm pretty sure HTML takes precedence. But we can test that out real quickly. So if we get rid of index.html. Nope, it prioritizes index.php, interestingly. So instead of that, let's move index.php to, was it login.php? Let's just do login.php, that's fine. So now if we run it, I imagine it'll go to the index.php. Yeah, there you go. So, or it goes to index.html. So there that is. So now we can... Now we have to look at vim login.php. Okay, so now we have to do the dreaded writing PHP. So let's do... we have to change this to login.php. Okay. And now we can put some PHP code right here. So we can do PHP. And we'll do something really simple here. If is set. The PHP developers in chat can feel free to correct me where I get this incorrect. If is set. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. $username equals $_post username. Let's just keep it simple. $password equals $_post password. Let's look up how to write to a file in PHP. I wrote a phishing page just recently where I did this, and I cannot remember. Let me just look it up. 1 second. You're not able to see, but I'm just going to open up the page, or open up my source code of the page of the phishing page I wrote recently for a real assessment. Just let me crack that open really quick. Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah, we got it. Okay, so I strung them together. So... Yeah, no, it's not file put contents, it's f.write. At least that's what I used. We'll do $cred file equals f open we'll just call it results.txt like that. We'll put a semicolon. Okay, now we can do fwrite. Did I do this correctly? I feel like there was a... Oh, I have to do with the tac A. Not that this really matters, because it's only going to get written to once, but if you want it to get written to multiple times, you have to do this. Otherwise, it's going to overwrite. A for append. F.write $cred file, which is the file we're writing to. And the string we're going to write is username dot $username and then dot, we can put in a new line, password, like that. Again, it's not the cleanest. F.close $cred file. Is it fclose? No, it's not f.close. It's fclose. I'm thinking Python. Fclose, and then we want to do header. Location. 10 dot, what was the IP address of the machine? This part is not really necessary. But I'm going to do it anyway, because it makes it more realistic. What am I doing here, chat? What is this line doing here? Oh, I did forget the dollar password. Good catch. Thank you. Forging header. Well, yeah, I'm writing a header. Thanks. But that's not what I mean. Yeah, I'm redirecting. I'm redirecting the user back to the original website so that they don't think anything's awry. If this is what you need to do on a real phishing page. You need to redirect the user to where they expect to go. Yeah, and since they are actually already logged into this web page, they'll end up where they expect to be, none the wiser. Okay, I think this should work, but we can test it out really quickly. Okay. Okay. Just set that up. Now let's go to login.php. We see a username field. We can put in test username, test password, log in. And then look where we ended up. See? We ended up back at the target. So it looks like our PHP executed correctly. Let's see. Less results.txt. It looks like it's not getting the username or password. Let's do Stream Raiders really quickly. Jifferam, I'm sorry, you gifted those subs so long ago, but I've said so much interesting stuff to talk about. I apologize. Eberk, Fohammer, Filegen Fanger, Fiani, and Dynaticus. Welcome to the All Has Red team. You've been indoctrinated by Jifferam. Thank you so much. SG688, Mithrandir, Raiju, look at my big Python script. Aslind Solagim, D. Vader, Ricardo Sec, D. Duarte, I guess. Shinzo LK, Niraj Ritnair. Thank you again, Gar, for the raid. Kamina Shell, Black Sheep Spicy, and MC. Thank you all for the follows. Thank you so much. Let's see where is our... We're going to login.php. We're sending a post request. These were the names of the... These were the names of the parameters, right? I'm not crazy? I thought it was just username and password. Username and password, yeah. File permissions? No, it's writing to the file. It's just not correctly reading from the username and password parameters. And plus, PHP is running as root. I didn't see you enter credentials. I did enter credentials. At least I thought I did. Let's, I guess we can try it again. Okay, we'll do login.php. Oh, we're getting redirected already. Oh, it's redirecting us. Okay, I put my credentials into this page. So it's actually redirecting us. Okay, so the way we fix that is we do this. I see what's happening. Cat login.php. And we can take the PHP code out of here. And what did they call it? There was welcome.php. We'll do welcome. We'll just do... We could still have it have a PHP file extension. We'll just call it welcome.php. There's a logout.php. The login is just index.php. So I guess we can just do index.php. That's fine. Vim.php. I might just have to take the redirect out of it. Or I could just put an if statement into it. You know, we'll just put an if statement in. We could just do a simple if statement. And we'll do if how does one do an if statement in PHP? What's the specific syntax? If it's set post username, we'll just set for checks test to see if username is set. Like, how does it doing the code blocks is the real question. Okay, there are braces. Or, yeah, you could just do request method equals post. That's fine as well. $_post. Yeah, let's just do the request message equals post. That's fine. Psycho coming in the clutch. Pardon me, I'm not the best at PHP. Request _ method. I'm trusting you here, Psycho. Don't fuck with me on this. And then it's braces. And we only set this header if the request method is a post. So we'll only redirect them if the request header is a post. Or if the request method is post. So let's see if it works now. So login.php is where we're going. So this will be a GET request. So, okay, we do end up on the correct page. And we do see that stuff there. And we can username. I know we can make this way cleaner. Al Cthulhu fhtagn. Login. And you notice it redirects us back to the login page. We did log out. So it does take us back, but we're back on the original site now. So let's see if results.txt looks any better now. I like the file size. There we go. There we go. So we can make this just a little bit cleaner if we vim login.php. And we can just... We can yank that. And we can paste it there. And we can just basically put this entire code block into the if statement so that it doesn't write username and password blocks needlessly. How do I tab? I'm hitting tab and it's not tabbing. It works, Al. It worked. Listen, I'm a perfectionist, okay? How do I tab here? Vim. Oh, it's just, that sounds right. I know you don't need to tab, but it's bothering me. Use nano. We're not using nano. We're going to figure this out in Vim. It's a very simple thing. Is it comma? There we go. It's the less than symbol, or the greater than symbol. So it's going to check to see if the request method is a post. And then if it is, we can delete this as well. Otherwise, it's going to throw an error. Thusly. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's just verify it works. Now, results.txt is being written by root. That's fine. I don't see any problems with that. Okay, let's run it again. Just make sure it works one more time. Okay, we're back at login.php. We put in al. We put in Cthulhu, fhtagn. We hit login. Good. Stuff happened. We can cat results.txt. And we do have very cleanly the username and password in clear text. Does that make sense? Does everyone understand what we're doing? Okay? Does everyone understand what's going on? Listen, if you're in chat and you're going, I don't really know what's happening, but I'm just along for the ride here. Like, ask questions. What do you not understand about what's about to happen? Now we just need to hope the server script is going to submit. I think it will. Again, the name of the box is napping. So it seems like this is the correct attack. Like, this is what they want us to do. It seems like they're funneling us towards this kind of attack. I just watched word type on screen. Hee hee. Can you please give the URL you're playing on? I mean, this is tryhackme.com. It is free. So let's vim results.txt. Just delete these lines. Oh, I forgot it's written by root. Okay. All right. So, to recap, we are going to send the user to our HTML link, our index.html. We're sending the user here. We're sending the user here. This line is the killer right here. It's going to direct the parent tab while the user is looking at amazing deal on stuff you like. It's going to send the parent tab to our malicious phishing page. And then the user is going to hopefully type in their credentials for us. So, hopefully that happens. Let's go ahead and give it a try. So, Al, we log in. Okay. Now we http://10.2.54.81 index.html. Submit. Alrighty. So now we wait. Now we wait, chat. How are we looking on Stream Raiders? Let's do Stream Raiders. Alright, let's wait for admin to come on over here and click on our link. Now we nap. Yeah, this is the napping part of the box. We are waiting for the admin. We're gonna get it. Okay. Did they visit the link just yet? Nope, not yet. Is it possible to create a phishing page with auto-submit and send packet to real site? Yes, it is. There are actually frameworks that you can use that will do that for you. FireEye has a tool. I don't remember what it's called now, but it's useful for like bypassing two-factor authentication. Yeah, we beat that boss. Slapped him around. Technique with the most kills. Well done. Getting suspended from college from running Sharphound? You got suspended for running Sharphound? That seems like an overreaction. Okay, we want to use the flying people. There. Okay, I'm noting that it has not yet, they have not yet browsed to us. This is just me. This browse that you see here is just me. Now, notably, when I clicked here, what happened to my music? Oh, there we go. Did you also press F12? No, I'm escaping Mike Parsons today. So here's our link. If we look at it in the page source, we can see it there. We click on it, and we do get a link. But if we go back here, it does not redirect us. Get index.php, no such file or directory. So this was the target. They're browsing to index.php. So something's going wrong here, because if we try to execute the attack on ourselves, it does not redirect this page back to our... Is it still named login.php? Well, it is, yes, but I thought we were redirecting it properly. They browse to index.html, and they're trying to get index.php, I'm seeing. Let's just take a look. Vim index.php. Or index.html. Oh, it looks like I did redirect to index.php. So login.php is where it needs to actually go. So let's try it again. So if we browse here, we see that we're still not getting redirected properly for some reason. I don't really know why. But hopefully when they... It looks like they are getting redirected. It looks to me like they are getting redirected. And so we just need to wait. In newest browser, Tab-Nabbing wouldn't work. Oh, that's actually correct, yes. That is actually correct. This is the most modern, updated browser. Firefox is fully updated here. It must not... My Firefox browser must not be falling for the Tab-Nabbing attack. But his browser is probably fine. We see that he is getting redirected, so we just need to wait. Might need to submit the link. Yeah, good call. We'll submit the link again. Index.ph is HTML. Index.html. Okay, we submitted the link. If we browse to it, we see that we get redirected. Okay. So we're hanging, we're waiting for the admin to click. We see that again the admin is getting redirected. What's 404 mean? 404 means that the file could not be found. Hence, no such file or directory. I was redirecting him to index.php instead of login.php. And there we go. There we go. It looks like the admin has done some stuff for us. And it did not work. Did I kill the web page too fast? I think I might have killed it too fast and he didn't put in his credentials. Maybe I need to wait for him to put in his credentials. Yeah, he looks like he didn't do a post request. Yeah, he didn't do a post request. So let's give it a second. Let's not get too antsy this time. Okay. Let's see if he sends us a post. Let's give it a second. We're not getting a post. We are not getting a post request. He gets login.php. But then he doesn't submit a post request. I think you need to rewrite the initial page. What do you mean by that? Now he's just browsing to it regularly now. Is it could it be cached? No, it can't be cached. Okay, we're looking at this reverse tab-nabbing. Page linked from the target page is able to rewrite that page, for example, to replace it with a phishing site, as the user was originally on the correct page. They are less likely to notice it's been changed to a phishing site. Okay, so did I use the wrong JavaScript? We don't care about the undefined array? Correct. Because all it means is that the username and password are not set. Which is fine. The page will work as intended. I think he needs a password reset link? I mean, I don't think so. I think we're doing it correctly. I mean, we are rewriting the original page. I mean, what about this am I not getting? What? It's just getting login.php and then not answering. It's not submitting a post. I mean, this seems to work fine. Again, he's just not submitting a post request. So the problem, if one exists, is in index.html. Oh, you mean you're talking about the password reset link from today. What's the value of the HTTP only attribute? It means that the cookie will only be sent over the HTTP protocol. JavaScript cannot access it then. I don't know. Is there something about this I don't understand? He's just not sending a post. I feel like I'm doing this correctly. mean, I just copied this. What other pages were there? There was like welcome.php, index.php, welcome.php, logout.php. Pretty simple. Well, Port Swigger. No, we can't. We've been over this. Sarovi, we went over why this doesn't work, okay? We went over why we cannot steal his cookie this way. Doesn't work that way. The same origin policy is in effect. JavaScript cannot access the cookie. This doesn't tell me anything. Window.opener.location. Am I doing this correctly? I mean, it is browsing. It is browsing to the page. It's just not posting. Why is he not... I feel like the script is broken or something. He's not sending a post request. Which login page did we use to create? Just the login page for the website. We cloned the login page for the website. For this one. We just cloned this login page. It looks identical. Again, it's just not... It's not submitting a post request. I don't understand. Like, this is a problem I don't really understand. I can't really debug it. I don't really know what the issue is. He's just not submitting a post request. Like, the attack is working. The user just isn't putting in the credentials and submitting a post request. So there must be some nuance of the script or whatever. Whatever script is running in the background to get this to work. Is he sending login? I'm 99% sure that isn't the case, but we can check. Login.php. Nope, the method is post. Submit to login.php method post. We tested this out, remember? Again, I'm not... I feel like nobody is listening on the same origin policy. I feel like I'm just talking into a vacuum here. I feel like I'm talking into the outer space for all it's going to matter. That I keep saying that the same origin policy exists, and you can't do document.cookie like that. Like, it's just not going to work. I keep saying it over and over again, and people keep recommending we steal their cookies. Yeah, everyone's like, can we... But what if we stole the cookie? For the fuck's sake, I keep explaining this. It will work for cross-site scripting, but it won't work for this. I mean, Wireshark isn't going to help here. I'm sending him to, like, he is browsing to the page. He's getting login.php, and then no post request comes. I don't get it. Like, it seems like it's something to do with whatever dumb script. This is why I don't really like these kinds of attacks, because there's always a dumb script that's like emulating a user. There's always a dumb script that's like emulating a user but never doing it right. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's not, there is no cores. That means the same origin policy is in effect. I'm done. I don't know. I keep explaining what the same origin policy is, and nobody is listening. Nobody is listening. Everyone in chat is just like, why don't we just steal the cookie? Sylvestra73! If you want to wrangle this chat of apes that is still trying to tell me to steal the cookie? Is it erroring out? Like, this I don't think should be any problem. Looks like you should try and steal a cookie. God damn it. Yeah, I know. We do a little trolling. It seems like there's some nuance with the script where it doesn't like my page or something. I feel like that's the only explanation here. Okay, it only yanked the one. That's not good. I don't think this makes a difference, but he's just not sending a post request. Can you go to /admin? There is no /admin, I don't think. Oh no, this is on my own page. We've got 403 forbidden. See, it's getting login.php. It's working. The attack is working. And then no post request comes. The walkthrough is bad then? Like, well, is it... I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It seems like the script is just broken. Like, it isn't putting in its credentials for some reason. Why don't we just try resetting the box before we go any further? This seems like a situation where we need to reset the box. I feel like we're doing the attack correctly. The attack is playing out the way that we expect. The problem is that the script, whatever the stupid script is not sending a post request. Unless I'm just completely off here, but like phishing was in the fucking description of the box. Reboot and we can steal the cookies now. Yeah, okay. I think we're using the wrong form. There's literally only one login page. There's literally only one login page. I don't know how I could be using the wrong form. We're rebooting. Admin login.php. I guess we can try that. It's worth a shot. I guess I just assume it could be that it's admin login.php, I guess. We can try it. It's worth a shot. No, we could try it. I mean, it's totally reasonable. We're resetting the box. It could be I just jumped at the first login page I saw, which, in fairness, a real user would have fallen for the first login page. Would have fallen for that login page. I don't see a problem with that. But it could be that there is an admin login that I just didn't enumerate. So if I didn't, that's on me. Let's find out. Okay. Admin login.php. So. Okay. Okay. Apparently there is an admin login.php. For fuck's sakes, dude. That's fucking stupid. Okay, that's dumb. That's really dumb. But, okay. Whatever. Whatever. And the script doesn't like it because it doesn't say admin login. That's what's happening. Well, at least we've cracked the code. That's got to be why it's not working. It's cat login.php. That's got to be... At least we cracked the code, so that's good. Let's just copy this. It's rm login.php. And let's just pull down the admin login page. I can't... Shit, I just... we can wget it. Let's just wget.
A hunter must hunt.
8 mega months, so man. You rock, dude. Much love.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thanks, J-Beers. You rock as well. Okay, admin login.php. And then... we can go back up, and I need to copy that PHP code that I wrote. Okay. We can just put some PHP code down here. Okay. Let's start up the web server again. And let's try to browse to login.php and see if it worked properly. Is it going to complain if it's not admin login.php?
A hunter must hunt.
Maybe I should do that as well. Because it might complain because of that as well. .81 login.php. Okay, so now we have the admin login page, notably. We can mkdir admin move login.php into admin. Okay, great. So now it will be admin login.php, just to remove any doubt that the script is not going to pitch a fit. Okay, it does work. We see admin login. Okay, all works. Cool. So vim index.html. We want to have it redirect to admin login.php. And then we can vim admin login.php. We're submitting to /admin/login.php. And let's make sure we redirect correctly. Not that it really matters. Well, it might matter. We don't know. 127.240. Okay. Let's make sure that it submits correctly. Okay. Username test. Password test. We get a 302 redirect, but that's the header. It did not work. post admin login.php. We get a 302. Why did we get a 302? Is results in the admin dir? Yeah, it was written. The results.txt file was written. It just nothing was written to it. Oh, in the admin, you're right. It would be in the admin dir. Yeah, there it is. Cat results.txt. Test and test. Okay, it does work. You're right. Good call. Thank you. I forgot I wasn't in the admin dir. Okay, it seems to work this time. Let's see if the script deems it worthy this time. So we're going to log in. Al. We have to make an account. Al. Cthulhu fhtagn. Submit. Password did not match. Submit. Okay. Al. I think it has to be capital. Cthulhu fhtagn. Log in. Okay. Now we direct them to index.html. We submit. And now we wait. Hey, have a good night, Mr. Robot. Thanks for being here. Jay-Z bringing Blair Can into the passionate club of cephalopod enthusiasts. Welcome to the All Has Red Team, Blair Can. Ain Yava and Nepal M Skis. Thank you for the follow. Oh. And we do get a post. We do get a post this time. So it appears... There we go. We got it. We did it. Okay, a little bit of a trip up there. Okay, a little bit of a trip up. That is indeed a fine addition.
A fine addition to my collection.
That is indeed a fine addition to our collection. So we did get Daniel's credentials here. And we didn't even have to steal his cookies. God damn it. If I had a quarter for every single time someone in chat suggested that we steal the cookie from a different domain, I'd be a very rich man. I understand that people in chat don't understand the same origin policy or cross-origin resource sharing. But trust me, stealing the cookie was not going to work. Now we can steal his cookie by logging in. Why didn't you see that post request to admin login.php when you were running the server before? We did see the post request. Okay. So we can now log in to admin login.php. Good work, team. We did it. Okay, Daniel. Caught me napping. Welcome back, Daniel. Submitted links, and that is all we have. Is there anything else to go off of here? Not really. Well, I guess we can try SSH. .10.10.127.240. Oh, come on, Daniel. Don't tell me you also use the... You also are reusing your password. Daniel! Daniel! Dan! Dan! What's happening?
Hacker man.
I'm in. So we in, boys. We in here. So we are Daniel. Cache? Is this just his browser cache? No. It would be in the .firefox folder, I would assume. We use SOP to break into SSH. Yeah, exactly. Groups. We'll just do our basic enumeration. We do see we're in the administrators group. That's interesting. Cat, Etsy, passwd, grepsh. Shit. Hang on just a second. Okay. Alrighty. So we have Daniel. We also have an Adrian user. Let's find root tac user Daniel. Let's pipe it into grep tac v to invert the selection, and we'll just get rid of all the procs. To dev null. Let's find all files owned by... Okay, that did not work like I had hoped. So I guess 2 greater than dev null has to go over here. Okay. So we see the stuff in the Daniel home folder. Not seeing anything here that looks particularly incriminating. We're executing tab-nabbing by writing... Yeah, so we did a tab-nabbing attack. Very unique. We don't see that very often in... Can we look at Adrian's home folder? Adrian? Oh, so the user.txt isn't even here. It's owned by Adrian. So we have to get to the Adrian user. We do see this query.py. And this is readable by us. And it's actually writable by the administrators group, which we noted we are in. So we're in the administrators group. So this is actually the one that applies to us right here. So we actually can write to this file, query.py. So what's happening here? From datetime, import datetime. So it's browsing to its own web page. And writing, this got to be a cron job, right? So we're seeing site status.txt. It's doing an f.write to write to this file. It looks like it's just testing to see if it's up. But we can actually write to that. We have write access to this file, so we can come down here. We can do import OS. os.system. Come over here. We can make a quick reverse shell. .2.54.81. .8443. Copy the reverse shell. We come back to SSH. Paste it in. Let's do bin bash just in case that it's not being executed by bash. Okay. Listen. And we will write that out. Yeah. Okay. So it is executing. We just get the The only reason I ran this, I knew we were going to get permission denied because we're not Adrian, so we're not able to write to his home folder. But I wanted to make sure that Python parsed the file correctly, which it did. So there we go. We're already Adrian. We're already Python. Okay, we're just stabilizing our shell here. So now we are Adrian, and we can read user.txt. Cool. Pretty simple stuff there. Did everybody see how that happened? Does everybody understand what happened there? That was pretty straightforward. We've done stuff like that a million times. We could write to a file in Adrian's home folder, which was being executed as a cron job by Adrian, it looks like. Any questions, comments, threats? We can see what's in his SSH directory. He does not have any keys. We could put one in there if we wanted to, but I don't see any need to right now. We do have Vim info, but it's empty. We do have sudo as admin successful. Sudo tacl. Oh. So now we can just write to any file. Okay. Sudo. So it shouldn't be hard to figure out that being able to open Vim as root allows you to write to any file on the system as root. That should not be complicated. Yeah, it looks like actually we don't even need to do that. We can actually escape from Vim. We can execute shell commands inside of Vim. So we can go over to GTFO bin so I can remember the exact sequence. Vim, sudo. So we could just do this. And there we go. We see we have the pound symbol. We are root. So pretty straightforward stuff there. And we'll do another box since we've got time. We got time. We'll do another box. I don't see any reason to stop the fun here. There we go. Any questions? Oh, we can do Stream Raiders as well. Let's do that. Can you find the script that logs the admin on and see why it was so crap? Yeah, it's right here in the root folder. Let me take a look-see. I know you can't see, but take a look-see while Stream Raiders is playing. Yeah, so I can see it already. So it's looking to see if the word admin, if the string admin is in the page that you redirect to. It's specifically looking for the word admin. And if it doesn't find it, it does not submit a post request. If it does find it, it will submit a post request. So that was a little dumb. That was a little dumb. I guess I just didn't do my proper. I didn't do GoBuster. In fairness. May I ask for a... yeah, you can take a look at... We can show it again. It was all very simple, but I can show it again.
Well done, L4Z Draco.
Sorovi and Sneaky Petrov with the most kills and most assists. They could have at least checked the URL or something. That's the thing with these... That's the thing with these boxes that are like meant to simulate like phishing attacks and so on. You never know what exactly they're checking, if anything. In this case, I didn't know they were checking for the word admin. So that's what got in the content of the page. So you can go take a look. Orbital Gun, thanks for the 69 Tiggle biddies. Appreciate it. Joe65, thank you for the follow. So here's what it is. Here's the code that was killing us right here. It's looking for, it's getting the content of the page, and it's looking for the string admin in it. And if that is not found, not equal -1. It's a really weird way to, okay, weird logic there. But if it doesn't find, if it finds the word admin, it will send a post request. That's why we weren't getting a post request. So a little bit silly. Let's take a look at less login.php. This was simply... Oh, we'll look at index.php first. Get index.html. So a very simple page. This is really the meat of it. You didn't really need the rest of this other than, I guess, the HTML and the body. But you didn't need this H1 header here. You didn't need this. You just needed this part. But this basically does is window.opener refers to the parent tab of this current tab. So it's setting the location of the parent tab to this. To our malicious page. Does that make sense? Pretty simple stuff there. And then if we cat admin login.php, most of this HTML, all this HTML is just cloned from the web page. We just cloned the web page itself. We just downloaded the HTML, and we put in this extra PHP code that would just output. If there was a if the request was a post, it would simply output the username and password into a file. That's it. Does that make sense? Ragan's Eye, thank you for the follow. Does that make sense to everybody? And yeah, that was a medium box, so I guess they weren't. They decided not to go hard on the Privask. Amber Hosanks, thank you for the follow. Cthulhu Fountain to you, my friend. Questions, comments, threats before we move on to another box? Anything? Let's get rid of this. Where did I open up TryHackMe? Have a good night, Tea Master. And I enjoy your cookies and milk, apparently. Let's go ahead and terminate. We don't need it anymore. And let's see what else TryHackMe has available for us today. Let's just do an easy box. I don't want to be stuck forever. That was a spicy machine. Again, it's just the problem is with these phishing simulation boxes, you never know what the script is checking for, and in this case, I didn't realize that there was an admin.php to clone. I just cloned the one login page. Why don't we do startup? We did not do startup. Why don't we just do startup? That sounds fun. Oh, we have lore. Oh, wait. Did we do a part of it? Okay, apparently we did do startup. Never mind. I just didn't actually complete it. I mean, we could do it again. I don't remember it. Do we want to do startup? Do we want to do startup? Does that be fun for you guys? Chime in chat if you want to see startup. Nothing? Nobody's saying anything. Everybody's asleep. Oh, now people want to see it. Okay. I don't remember. Apparently I've done it before, but I don't remember it. I want to see Star. Listen, you also want to see my feet, so we're not accepting any more of White Cyber Duck's recommendations today. We'll do startup. Tasty boy, welcome. All right, we're gonna do startup. I've already done it apparently, but I don't really care. I don't remember it, which is all that matters. We'll see what spiciness awaits us over here. Looks like it's pretty spicy. Okay, we're waiting for the box to start up. Because the box is named Startup, haha. Exit out of there, exit out of there. Okay, there we are. .10.10.54.69. Nice. Nice. See, I knew this was the right box. There we go. Okay. Which box is he doing? We're doing startup now. We're just started it. We're starting up. Let's see if there... It said Go Buster in the thing, so let's see. Let's just browse to it. 10.10.54.69. Nice. No spice here. Please excuse us as we develop our site. Oh, we do see an FTP server, and it looks like anonymous login is enabled. So we do see that Nmap is reporting that anonymous FTP login is allowed. This is what we get from the TechSC option. It's running default scripts. And we do see port 80 open. Let's do Nmap TAC-P TAC ON, all ports. TAC-V. We'll start an all ports scan. 21, 22, and 80 are all open. Most stylish and convenient way to buy peppers. If you're a web developer, contact us. Otherwise, don't you worry, we'll be online shortly. So they don't even have a web developer. Go Buster. Let's just start Go Buster here. Because last time I didn't run Go Buster, and I regret it. That box made me regret it, that's for sure. The one time I don't run Go Buster. Okay, we can also look at the FTP. Anonymous. Just put anything. All right, now we do see an FTP directory. We see important.jpg and we see notice.txt. Get important.jpg. Get notice.txt. CD FTP. So there's nothing in the FTP folder. Exit. Let's see what we have in notice.txt. Whoever is leaving these damn Among Us memes in this share, it is not funny. People downloading documents from our website will think we are a joke. Now I don't know who it is, but Maya is looking pretty sus. God damn it, Maya. Fucking Maya, dude. She's up to her shenanigans again. TryHackMe. It's called Startup. Okay, well memed. Well memed, TryHackMe box. Excellent meme. Sarwan, Namya, and Bolinha Storm. Thank you for the follows. I guess we could check for Stego here. But I guess we'll Let's go. Let's at least run exif tool. Nothing of particular importance there. There could be stego. Might as well check for it. We'll try no passphrase. Important.jpegs are not support. Okay. Binwalk important.jpg. We can see if there's any just JPEG data. Oh, it's a PNG image. Even though it's got a JPEG file extension, it appears to still be. It appears to be at least has a PNG. It has a PNG file descriptor, which is interesting. I don't think it's relevant, but it's interesting. All right, what did we find? We did find a files directory in GoBuster. What's happening over there? Well, this looks familiar. This looks pretty familiar, chat. Well, if we can upload, let's see if we can upload. Vim Cthulhu.php. Echo. This might not even be relevant, but I'm doing it anyways. $_request. Phtagn. Okay. Let's see if we can upload. Put Cthulhu. Entering could not create file. Maybe we don't have the permissions. Maybe the FTP directory? Oh, there we go. Easy enough. So we can put Cthulhu.php in here and boom. So we do have code execution. Oh, change box name? Good call. TryHackMe's startup. We're going for the any percent speed run on startup on TryHackMe. Okay. Any percent speed run. So we can do phtagn equals ID. And we do have code execution. So we can go to burp. God, we have all this crap here. Send this to repeater. Change request method. Exit. And we should be able to use the same reverse shell we used before. Paste it here. Got a URL, encode it. Send. And boom.
Hackerman.
I'm in. Good work. Maya was taking all of their attention away. She was being sus, and they didn't think that the real imposter was us. Maybe the real imposter was the friends we made along the way. Food for thought. Okay. Okay. 33,150. STTY rows 33 calls 150, and there we go. So we got a nice stable shell. Let's see if there's anything in here that we care about. Cat.test log. It's just test. Nothing interesting there. Nothing. It looks like we've seen all the files here. I guess we could try sudo attack L, but I wouldn't expect www.data to have sudo permissions. Cat etc pass wd grep sh. So we do see a vagrant user. Groups. We're not in any special groups. Let's check the home directories. Lenny. This is interesting. We didn't see a Lenny user in etc pass wd. Oh, there is a Lenny user. It's just she doesn't have a login shell. And we also see FTP secure user without a login shell. That's a little weird. Okay. Can we go into Lenny's? Okay, we can't go into her directory. Yep, we do not have permissions to go into Lenny's directory. Let's go into the root directory, see if there's anything that stands out here. We do see a vagrant folder there. We saw that there was a vagrant user. Let's check that out. Nothing in there. That looks like it's the vagrant user's home directory. Oh, here we have a recipe.txt. Someone asked what our main ingredient to our spice soup is today. I figured I couldn't keep it a secret and just told them it was love. Aw. So that's the answer to the first one. We also see an incidents directory. Suspicious.pcap. Interesting. So we have a pcap here that we want to look at. Okay. Bin netcat 10.2.54.81 I think is my IP address. On 8444, attack W3 to wait for 3 seconds, make sure we get the whole file. And suspicious.pcap. It looks like it worked. Okay. Wireshark suspicious.pcap. Let's see what we have in here. Okay, we're seeing TCP traffic, HTTP traffic, files FTP shell.php. We see some ARP traffic. Not a very big PCAP, but we can just follow TCP stream. I want to see the shell.pcap. Oh, God, I closed Wireshark by accident. Shit. Yeah, quite sus. I would say this is quite sus. Let's look at this. Follow TCP stream. Here we go. So now we can see shell.php. And then some garbage. Follow HTTP stream, but it's basically the same. So this is a reverse shell. We can see the IP address. This is the reverse shell that is built into Kali. This is what it says. Failed to demonize. This is quite common and not fatal. That's what it says when it runs. So what am I supposed to take from this? If anything. Is this just a red herring? Change name. Thank you for the follow. What is going on with my... I feel like it's working. Maybe I'm just wrong. Okay, so OBS is being a bitch. It's being a little bit weird today. Not a big deal. I mean, it's working. I'm not dropping frames. I'm not going to complain. Oh, God. So I guess this is probably just nothing. There doesn't seem to be anything here. It's not encrypted. There's no credentials. It could just be a red herring. Anything else in here? The opt directory. Let's check the opt directory. Nothing there. I guess we could run linps. We have a run directory. What is this? I guess that's normal because it's full of crap. Oh, yeah, we have to check for SUID binaries. That's good work. We definitely want to try that. Let's not let that fall out of our workflow here. We have... I think these are all normal. Normal. If Al added admin in his HTML, would he get post? Yes. According to the Python script we read, yes. Do you like have a shell somewhere or something? Yeah, we have a shell on the TryHackMe box startup. And we're trying to escalate to root. There's nothing there. I think these are all normal. This PCAP is very strange. Did we look at everything in it? Was there other... There's not a whole lot in here. But it could be... Follow UDP. We see a UDP stream here. That doesn't seem to be anything. This is what we saw before. This is all just garbage. I bet there are some creds in that PCAP file. I mean, I gotta admit, I gotta say that the PCAP file is bothering me because I feel like it means something. But I haven't seen anything yet. Did we look at the... There's gotta be something in here. We got some ARP traffic here. Got some UDP traffic. We see various TCP packets. Oh no, here we see something. Lenny. Oh, this is the shell. Oh, I'm an idiot. So we saw him executing the shell, but we did not check to see the actual shell.
A hunter must
I
hunt.
see. Okay. So they're running the ls command, ls-tac la. CD Lenny, they're trying to get into Lenny. And here we go. Here we get a password. Can't get enough spice.
A fine addition to my collection.
That'll make quite a fine addition. So now it makes sense. Now it makes sense, chat. So we can sue Lenny. Okay, now we're Lenny. Cat user.text. And we have the user flag here. And we could try sudo tac l before we try anything. May not run sudo on startup, okay? We do see a documents folder here and a scripts folder. And we see that the scripts folder is interestingly owned by root. Planner.sh and startuplist.txt. Echo $list into home Lenny script startup list. And then it's executing etsy print.sh. Okay, we see that this is actually owned by Lenny, so we have write access to it. So I'm assuming that this is some kind of a cron job. So we can do etsy print.sh. Okay, it's very strange. Literally, you have a whole different script just to do echo done. But, hey. They do be doing a little bit of trolling. Let's paste that in there. We'll do 8444. Okay, so let's see if, and right away. Root.txt. So that was a pretty straightforward one. A nice, easy one to round out the day after the tab-nabbing, which was quite interesting. Have you ever gotten a shell on the job through misconfigured HTTP like this? Not on a real job, no. Not on a real job. You do see FTP with anonymous login fairly commonly, but I guess companies, at least the companies that I test, have been better about not allowing the anonymous to write to the web root or something. Bushlang with 8 months. Welcome to the All Has Red team. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. Oblizium, thank you for the follow. Any questions on either of the boxes we did today? Quite interesting tab-nabbing attack right there. You don't see that too often.
He's...
Okay, I don't know why that's playing. Who are we raiding is the real question. We see Little Aggie is doing speedruns of Elden Ring. Bash Bunny is streaming. Oh yeah, Stream Raiders. Let's do that first. Does anybody have any questions about the box we did? That one was pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Is Dino Dan streaming? Oh, he is streaming. Dino Dan is streaming. Well, we're definitely giving Dino Jan a raid then. Dino Dan's doing great work over there. there we go. We continue on to, I guess, this guy. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little dalliances today. Dash Ducks? What is Dash Ducks? I'm a little hurt that you're saying he's the best Twitch streamer when that's clearly me. Oh, wait, no, this is better. No, Dash Ducks is better. You're right. I just checked it out. You're absolutely right. Dash Ducks is better. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I'm the second best next to Dash Ducks. Unfortunately, I do have a little bit of bad news. I'm not going to be streaming on Sunday. I do need to go. I'm not going to be home. I'm going out of town for some personal reasons. Unfortunately, I did not expect to have to go out of town immediately, but I do have some things going on that I need to go out of town and take care of for a few days, and that includes Sunday. So, unfortunately, I will be out on Sunday, but I will be back again on Tuesday, and next Sunday we'll be doing what we were planning to do this Sunday, which is If You Laugh, You Lose. So, the Sunday after this next Sunday, we'll be doing If You Laugh, You Lose. Which you'll have another chance to see me in the Oreo crop top. If you, like, the way that works, basically If You Laugh, You Lose is, I'm gonna have, media. I'm gonna have it set up so that you're gonna be able to make a very small donation of, like, $1. And show a YouTube video on stream, show like a 30-second YouTube video on stream or something. And if you make me laugh, I have to stop the box I'm doing and start over on a completely different box. The competition is, can I get through a single box rated at least medium or higher on either Hack the Box or TryHackMe. We're outlawing Proving Grounds this time because it was too easy. But if I can get through a single TryHackMe or Hack the Box machine, then I win. If I don't get through any machines by the end of the day, you guys win, and I have to do the next stream after that in an Oreo crop top. And I'll donate a bunch of subs on top of that. I'll donate a bunch of subs to myself. Can we have an on-screen countdown? Good point. I can make an on-screen countdown. Will there be more dalliances? There absolutely will be more dalliances. Toli Nosrida, thank you for the follow. Nosredla, I guess, thank you for the follow. Again, it's not going to be happening this Sunday. It's going to be next Sunday. I was planning to do it this Sunday, but I have to go out of town due to some unforeseen circumstances. So I'll be back on Monday, and I'll be back in town on Monday, and I will be streaming again on Tuesday. So we're going to raid Paleontologizing, Dino Dan as we call him here. He's a good dude doing great work teaching people about science on Twitch. Thank you guys so much for being here, truly. It's the light of my life being here doing what I do for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream today. Hope you learned something about Tab-Nabbing. Go to bed tonight knowing a little bit more than you did yesterday. I'll see you guys again when the stars are right. Have a good night, day, or whatever time it is wherever you are. Stay safe and get vaccinated.